Peace and Yah bless. Yah's a strong one. The strong one is Yah. He's a tree of life. He's the fountain of living waters. He's the spirit and creator of all things that live and breathe. On this particular discourse, I'm going to talk about the Exodus, the exit strategy. Once again, the Exodus, the exit strategy. Okay, now I've talked about this before on video. Okay, now I'm going to talk about it again and again and again until Yah brings judgment and we all exit the door to Babylon and from the four corners of the earth. Okay? So, turn in your Bible to Isaiah chapter 52 and direct your eyes to verses 11 and 12. All right? Now, as I've told you guys a few times in the past, when it comes to this Exodus, it's going to be similar to Egypt, but also similar to the Exodus of Zerubbabel, okay, and Nehemiah and Ezra, when they came out of the first original Babylon, because we're here in the captivity of the daughter of Babylon, okay? All right? A captivity similar to the, in Egypt, right? So similar to that. That's why they have those symbols on the back of the US dollar, which also represents that, okay? The pyramid and all that stuff, right? Okay. That being said, in Isaiah 52, it tells us exactly how we shall exit the daughter of Babylon. So there's no need in getting overzealous, because some of you people are in a hurry, or, you think you're going to get there before somebody else does. And, I don't know what people are thinking or what's in their mind. Okay. But the key is that it's just an exodus. Now, how the exodus occurs as far as the logistical parts of it, we'll have to soon wait and find out how Yah wants to do it. Because of those verses over in Jeremiah, I believe it's chapter 3, where it talks about that. But I think the meaning of Jeremiah chapter 3, I think verse 16, it's just a matter of, maybe not 3:16, but it's in Jeremiah. Anyway, it's a matter of, Jeremiah 3, bringing the people out, one of a family, two of a city. I think, that's just talking about not everybody's going to, turn back to Yah. Not everybody's going to return, to him. Not, people may not want to exit the door to Babylon. See what I'm saying? So that may be the total meaning of what's being implied there. Okay? But generally, it's just one Exodus. Okay? I don't see it being an Exodus that takes, years to do. So, we'll find out in the future what and how Yah wants to do this thing. Okay? So, let's read. Okay? Then I'm going to read from the King James Version. Then I'm going to read from the NLT. Give you guys some clarity. Okay? Now, listen right here. Verse number 11 is talking about the Levites. Because, among us over here, we have Levites. And that's who's being talked about and implied to in verse number 11. Okay? It says, depart ye, go ye out from thence, touch no unclean thing, right? Go ye out of the midst of her. Talking about the midst of the daughter of Babylon, right? Okay? Be ye clean that bear the vessels of Yah. Well, we know in particular that the Levitical priests are the ones who bear the vessels of Yah. Same as they did back in, when we were in wandering around, right? The 40 years, right? That we wandered around. They were the ones who bared the vessels. And even during the times of, Joshua, they were the ones who bared the vessels. I'm talking about the Ark of the Covenant and all the things that were inside the Ark of the Covenant. Okay? Anyway, verse number 12. For ye shall not go out with haste, nor by flight, meaning fast, right? Okay. For Yah will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your reward. Okay. So it's telling you here, we're not going to go out with haste, and you ain't got to go out fast. Okay. For Yah is the one who's going before us. The God of Israel will be our reward when we return to Jerusalem, right? Okay, so very important that you guys know and understand that. You don't have to sneak out of here under the cover of the night. You don't have to sneak out of here. Nobody knows where you went. You just turned up missing and all that. You don't got to do any of those kind of things. There's no need for that. You don't got to sneak out of here because Yah is before us. Okay? So this is not a thing where you got to sneak out of the door to Babylon or go under the cover of night or not tell your family where you're going. If you're doing those sort of things, you probably going into the category of being a rebel and a transgressor of Yah's law that I've spoken with you all about in Ezekiel chapter 20, verse number 38. Okay, because Yah already knew ahead of time, what was going to happen. That's why he makes that clear to us about that. Okay. All right. So let's read out of the NLT. It tells you kind of similar, the same thing, right? Get out. It says, get out and leave your captivity where everything you touch is unclean. Get out of there and purify yourselves, right? You who carry home the sacred objects of Yah. Okay? Now listen very carefully, okay? Because up here you read this, it sounds like it's something urgent. We read verse number 11, that sounds urgent, right? But it's not urgent. Because verse 12 tells you that. You will not leave in a hurry, running for your lives, okay? For Yah will go ahead of you. So the Most High is setting this thing up. Yah goes ahead of us, right? Yes. The God of Israel will protect you from behind. That means, when we go on those flights and things like that, you got to worry about, them, trying to shoot the airplane down, or do something strange, or crash the airplane or anything like that. Yah is going to be at our frontward and our rearward. Okay, that's what that means. The God of Israel will protect you from behind. So he'll be protecting those flights to make sure we get to Ben Gurion and get on the ground. Okay, all right. But just because you see verse 11 where it says, get out, leave your captivity. You know what I mean? Okay. Where everything you touch is unclean. Okay. Get out of there and purify yourselves, right? You who carry home the sacred objects of Yah. All right. But he tells you right here, he's just letting you know, hey man, when it's time to go, you get, go. Okay. After his judgment, he said, you go. Okay. You don't, be trying to hang out and, or try to make a bad decision like I'm just going to stay here. Because a lot of people are going to make that decision, and that's their decision to make, right? Okay? Regardless of who they are, right? Okay? Black Americans included, especially them. A lot of them, they may want to stay behind, or you may have different family members that may want to stay behind, or you might be married to somebody, your spouse may want to stay behind. It's going to be kind of quirky, but we'll see. Anyway, it's verse number 12. You will not leave in a hurry running for your lives. Because you want to compare this to the Exodus of Moses. What happened after Yah hit Pharaoh with that final judgment? Plague number 10. What happened? They left in haste. And the Egyptians were urgent upon them leaving in haste, right? They were like, okay, take everything you need. Remember, they were like, take anything you want. Our people was borrowing earrings and taking gold and, taking changeable garments from the Egyptians. Whatever they needed, they took it. They spoiled the Egyptians. Then they left. Okay? All right. But this time, it's not going to work like that. Okay? We're not going to leave in a hurry. It's going to be an organized effort. Okay? Running for your lives. Okay? You're not going to leave like that. In other words, and if you've been keeping Yah's law, then you're not going to have to be going over anywhere else that you're not supposed to be going. Okay? Because our Exodus doesn't have to go back through the African continent. Because I know a lot of people think that, but that's not the truth. Because at the end of the day, why would Yah mix the law keepers who've been keeping his law up with the transgressors and rebels? Now that would be a problem. I want you to think through what I just told you. Why would he bring all of the people who've been keeping his law over to the same exact place where the rebels and transgressors are? That would create a problem. Now remember, Yah is an intelligent God. Now he doesn't do things, out of order or tacky, or that will put us in, in harm's way. Whether it's leaving out of here or trying to take us over to Africa, like I told you, that's not the way back in. The way back in is you keeping his law. And if you keeping his law, then you're gonna set your feet on the ground. You ain't got to go back through Africa. There's no need for that. Okay, for those who already gone over there, if you're over there, stay. You know what I'm saying? Don't need to come back to the United States. But that's not the point of the Exodus. You preempted Yah's judgment. The key is Yah asks us to wait on him without ceasing. So just wait. When he performs his strange act and brings about judgment, then at that particular time, an Exodus will be triggered, but it'll be an organized effort because he is going before us. Okay? Our front guard and our rear guards. Okay? That's what's telling you. Yah will go ahead of you. Yes, the God of Israel will protect you from behind. You see that? So he'll be behind all those aircraft, okay? Whenever we leave here. All right? So that's Isaiah 52, verse 11 and 12, okay? So get to understanding that, okay? All right? All right. Now, we go out here in glory, number one. Okay? So there ain't sneaking out of here and all that and going under the cover of night is not the way to be doing it. Okay? Or nobody knows, you just come up disappearing and all that. No, that's not what's supposed to be happening, man. Okay? Because look right here in Isaiah chapter 49, right? Okay? Kings, verse number 23, and kings, right, shall be thy nursing father and queens thy nursing mother. As a matter of fact, let's back up to 22. Thus saith Yah God, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, right? Okay? And they shall bring thy sons, the elite, they shall bring thy sons in their arms, right? And thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders, on aircraft, right? And kings shall be thy nursing fathers and their queens thy nursing mothers. They ain't talking about just the houses of London and Rothschilds. I mean many queens and kings, right? Okay? Our nursing fathers, and our nursing mothers, right? Which means what? They're going to help us out with whatever we need when we come out of here. Okay? Now, here's the part I'm sure they probably didn't like. They shall, what? They're going to bow down, right, to thee, because we're the children of Israel, the children of God, right? They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth and look up the dust of thy feet. They just bow down to you. Like, hey, y'all the children of Israel, we know, we've been knowing. We glad that you finally, figured it out. That's what that's all about, right? They're just basically showing reverence to God. That's all it is, okay? Now, and thou shalt know that I am Yah, okay? When this happens, right? For they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. See, if you don't wait for the Most High, you're going to end up being ashamed, okay? That you try to preempt him and go over like to the African continent or wherever you went to, trying to preempt the Most High. You should not have done that. Okay, you're going to be ashamed, right? But we're not going to be ashamed because we're going to wait for the Most High. Okay? Once he performs his act, his strange act, right, and brings judgment, then the elite come. Okay? And this Exodus is triggered. Okay? That's the order. You don't got to sneak out of here. You ain't got to try to figure out a way out. They can't kick you out. They can't throw you out. Okay? We'll leave at the appointed time that Yah has already set. Okay? And we're going to leave as a group. You don't leave out of here as individuals. You don't leave out of here. You don't got to sneak out of the door to Babylon. Okay? You got to do any of that. Okay? Verse 24. Shall the prey be taken from the mighty? Obviously, yes. The mighty elite, right? Or the lawful captive delivered. See, here's the key. The lawful captive delivered. Okay? But thus saith Yah. Even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away. Okay? The captives, the slaves, right? We're going to be taken away from from our former slave masters, right? And the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. Then the Most High says what? For I will contend with him that contendeth with thee, and I will save thy children. Okay? So Yah is the one performing all these things, and performing these acts. Okay? That he's going to perform. Okay? But the key is the lawful captive. Is asking the question here with a question mark. Shall the lawful captive be delivered? And the Most High says, yes. Thus saith Yah, out of his own mouth. Even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away. Okay? In other words, you be delivered from your captivity. Okay? All right. So remember that. Now remember this right here. Behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people. Okay? And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. Okay? And kings shall be thy nursing mothers, thy nursing fathers, and queens shall be thy nursing mothers. Okay? All right. Now, they probably don't like the part about the bowing down part, but that's okay. They just showing reverence. People bow to them all the time, right? Showing respect or reverence, they at some point they have to do the same thing. Okay, when they see us. All right? Yeah, but you ain't got to be trying to go out of here all fast, man, under the cover of the night, with the military or with anybody else, man. We go out of here right, man. We go, the Most High is before us in this whole thing. Okay? He goes before us. Okay? Now, we move on to Isaiah 60, which, hooks all the way up to all that Isaiah 52 and then Isaiah 49, all right? I read these before, but I'm reading them again. Who are these that fly as a cloud, Isaiah is asking, this prophecy that he's seeing, as doves to their windows? Because back then there were no aircraft, there was no air travel. So when he sees this, he has to compare it to doves flying. He says, who are these that fly as a cloud? Okay, and as doves to the windows. Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish. Now, Tarshish, as I explained to you guys, if you just Google it, is what? It's Spain. So the ships of Spain first. They're going to show up first to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them, unto the name of Yah, right? And to the Holy One of Israel, because what? He hath glorified thee. See, we're coming out differently than all the rest of the movements. We're being glorified. Okay? We are being glorified when we leave out of here by the mighty elite. Okay? So, yeah, we're going to have the presidential limousines, what they call the beast. Got the presidential limousines. We're going to have dignitaries. You're going to have, all kinds of people coming to get us, to take us back home. This ain't gonna be no silent move. This is before all of the earth to see, for everybody to witness. Okay? This ain't no silent move, because Yah is before us. We ain't gonna be fighting our way out of here, or shooting your way out, or anything like that. Okay? When He triggers the Exodus, it'll be time to go, and we go as a collective of people, representing Yah, our righteousness, the movement of Yah, the arm of Yah, the glorious arm of Yah. That's why when you read it says over in Isaiah, I think 27, it says, behold them. That's what they're going to say in the land. That they see us come to Ben Gurion Airport, and they saw them planes come. They say, behold them. I'm talking about the Demona movement, our brothers. They're going to say, behold them. They finally got here. Stop talking. God finally delivered them, brought them home. Behold, you're going to be happy to see us, okay? All right, they're going to be saying, hey, it's about time. You know what I mean? Because it's been a long time in between the time they left here and the time we arrived. But we're the third and last movement of Ezekiel 16 of those three movements, that, of the two that have already returned, okay? All right, because what? God has glorified us. So, we come back glorious, man. We don't come back in no hushed up type of situation. Or we trickling out one by one, sneaking out the door to Babylon. We ain't got to do all that. We are glorified by Yah. Some of us going to be on Air Force One, especially the mighty house of David, right? Air Force One and things like that. Okay? Riding around in the presidential limousines. Remember, this is the government arm. We don't come back tacky and we don't sneak in. You don't have to sneak in to Jerusalem. We don't have to come unannounced. Okay? So for those who've already preempted Yah, well, like I said, stay where you are. But you weren't supposed to do that. That's why Yah said, what? Wait. Because we're not going to be ashamed who wait for Yah. Because we're going to wait and let him perform his thing and not get impatient, regardless to what's going on in the daughter of Babylon. Okay? Regardless of what's going on with COVID-19 or regardless of what's going on with whatever situation is going on over here, we just wait on Yah, and that's what we do. Okay? All right? And then naturally, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Okay? All right? Lift up thine eyes, right? Round about and see. All they gather themselves together. They come to thee. See that they gather, the elite. They come to thee. See, they gather together. They come to thee, right? Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side, right? Then thou shalt see, right? Okay? Clearly you're going to see, right? And flow together, and thine heart shall fear, right? And be enlarged, because of the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee, right? Talking about wealth, right? And the forces of the Gentile shall come to thee. It tells you right here what that means, the wealth. Okay? So I told you we're going to leave out of here what? With money. We're not going back broke, man. We're going to leave out of here with whatever money we leave out of here with. Okay? All right? The forces of the Gentiles. And then later on down the line, the Gentiles are going to do what? Okay? They're going to bring, let's start at 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. The gates of Jerusalem, right? Okay? They shall not be shut day nor night, right? That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, right? And that their kings may be brought. So you're going to see all types of dignitaries coming over to Jerusalem. Okay? Bringing different gold, silver, money, diamonds, rubies, palladium, rhodium, you name it. Bitcoin, you know what I mean? It don't matter. Whatever they bringing, dollar bills, even though they're not, they're fiat. They're going to be bringing, different monies and wealth to the name of Yah. Okay? Because what? We're going to build the third temple. And that's what those funds will be for, right? For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee, the Most High says, shall perish. So it don't matter if they don't want to do this. The Most High said they're going to perish if they do not. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The Most High, he's going to waste, he's going to get rid of them. Okay? All right. Now, let's go to 14. The sons also of them that afflicted thee, right? Talking about during the transatlantic slave trade, for all this long 400 years, right? Those who afflicted us, okay, shall come bending unto thee. As it told you earlier, all right? Over there in chapter 49. They will come bending, okay? All they that despise thee, right, shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, okay? Like many people despise me, but guess what? They're going to have to bow themselves down at the soles of my feet. Okay? And they shall call thee the city of Yah, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Okay? All right? And that's also talking about, coming into the city of Jerusalem. They're going to bow. Okay? When they see us, they're going to bow. Because, why? Yah is going to be there. That's why. Anyway. So you guys understand that. Okay, let's go to verse number 16. Well, let's start at 15. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated. Black people, we the most hated on people in the world, right? The most forsaken and hated, right? So that no man went through thee, right? I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Okay? Verse 16, very important. Thou shalt suck the milk of the Gentiles. Talking about the riches, right? And thou shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I am Yah, thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. The Most High says he's the Savior, okay? So you see Lord right there? That's what Yah is. Go look it up for yourself. Strong's Exhausted Concordance of the Bible. Okay, you see a big L like that that says Lord, it's talking about Yah, the God of Israel. Ain't talking about no Jesus, man. Okay? Yah is our Savior and Redeemer because he's the one who saves us and redeems us out of this captivity. Okay? Not no rapture or nothing stupid like that. Or something superfluous or super fantastic. Okay? Naturally, in Ezekiel, did somebody come save Ben-Ami and his group? I'm just saying. Did Jesus show up and come get them? Okay? Did he? Did Muhammad show up? Okay? For this prophecy to come about here in 55, Ezekiel 16, and I'm almost done. All right. When thy sister Sodom and her daughters, as Ben-Ami, shall return to their former estate in Dimona, Israel. Happened. Samaria and her daughters, the PLO, shall return to their former estate. It happened. The Most High says what? Then thou, Jerusalem, right? And thy daughters shall return to your former estate. So it's going to happen. To finish out that prophecy, finish out that vision. It's going to happen. Nothing can stop that. Okay? So there is no need making any preemptive moves until the Most High is ready to take us home as a movement of people. And even with those what? With the Gentiles cleaving unto us. It tells you about in Isaiah 14, right? Okay? He's going to take us out of here. One movement, right? One Exodus. It ain't going to be over no 4 or 5 years and all that. Now that's I think that's definitely wrong. Okay? All right? I don't think it'll be over that amount of time because of what's said over in Jeremiah. Okay? Now, I know it may seem that way, but we're one movement of people. We come out at the same time. All right? All right. Isaiah chapter 14, right? For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And strangers shall be joined with them. They shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. They're going to cleave unto us, right? Now, verse number 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. You see that? Talking about the elite. They're going to take us and bring us to our place, right? And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, right? Land of Yah, for servants and handmaids. Meaning they'll just be paid service, right? Don't take that the wrong way. Ain't nobody gonna be in no servitude, no balls and chains and all that. They're just hired servants, right? Okay, the same as we're hired servants for them today, right? Okay, so they'll be servants and handmaids, right? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay, all right. It's just saying when we get home, we are going to govern the land of Israel. No one's going to govern over us. So the Gentile can't come back there and govern over us. Okay? Period. All right, we're going to rule over our oppressors. They're not going to rule over us when it comes time to go home. All right? All right. Now, and it shall come to pass in that day, Yah shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. You see that? Hard bondage, man. Hard bondage. Okay, now verse number 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, right? President of Babylon, right? Whoever it is, and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Yah have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Okay, so that's enough. All right, so now you guys know that. Remember that, okay? Remember that. All right, and the biggest thing about the daughter of Babylon, her days shall not be prolonged. Okay, not going to prolong her days. But anyway, so the point is, people are going to come out with us. They're going to cleave unto us and take us out of here. It's not a private matter. It's not something that people are not going to see done under the cover of the night. You sneaking out in the middle of the night, and, you end up missing, you way over to Africa somewhere and all that, man. If you're not a rebel and a transgressor, you have no business going to that African coast, the West African coast. Okay? Ghana or Nigeria or Liberia or anywhere over there. Unless you are a rebel and transgressor. That's the only way you're going to end up over there. Okay? Now, if you've already went, stay over there. Like I said, stay there. Okay? You got to plead before Yah. Okay? Once you're done pleading, then again, I guess at that point, whoever makes it will make it back to the land. So, hey, it's all good news as long as some people got to plead before Yah, man, because you're not ready to go into the Holy Land yet. So you got to plead before Yah. So that's why you ended up making that decision, trying to preempt Yah by going over to the African coast. You ain't got to sneak out of here, man. You ain't got to sneak out of here. Everybody gonna see this go back. This is the glorious movement of Yah. We are the arm of Yah, the government of Yah. You ain't got to sneak out of here. Everybody gonna see it. Gentiles, you ain't got to sneak out of here. You're going to cleave unto us. You're going to grab a hold of our, it's like grab a hold to a belt loop. You're going to grab a hold to our belt loop. Okay? Say, hey, man, let me go with you. Because I know Yah is with you. I'm going with you. Okay? Simple as that. So there's nothing to fear. Okay? So let's take all that fear out of it. All right? Wait on Yah, man. And don't be ashamed for making moves you're not supposed to be making. All right? So I hope I'm clear. I hope we're clear. I hope you guys get it. If not, go read those parts in the book and ask God for understanding about it, okay? Thank you all for listening. Peace, and y'all bless.